provide a quick demonstration for you today of how easy it is to show your understanding of how you moved a function around and demonstrated either reflection, translation or dilation. I'm going to do all three pretty quickly. That would be enough to cover off that you've shown and demonstrated how you do that. Here we go. So I'm going to start with a function y equals x squared. What I'm going to try and do is make a little mountain and put a little bit of a snow cap on it, just a cartoon style one. So there you go, my mountain's obviously got a problem, it's upside down. So first thing I want to do is reflect that in the x-axis, which means multiplying everything by -1, then all my y values that are positive will become negative. Boom, done that. That was pretty easy. Now I want this one to be centered up here. I want the x-coordinate, the turning point, to be 4 and the y-coordinate to be 6. So to move it up 6, well, that's pretty easy. I can just add 6. Now, to move left and right, if you remember your turning point form, you usually have an x minus h, and h is the turning point. So if I want to go 4 to the right, I go -4. There we go, I've got my mountain stuck up there. Now, I don't want it going all the way down here on forever. I'd like to stop it. It's going to be in part of the background in my picture. I wanted to stop it at where y equals 2 and only keep the bits above it. So in order to do that, afterwards I just put in the brackets and I say y is greater than or equal to. Now see that I did that with just a greater than strike and then an equal to. You could also just click down here on your little menu there, but greater than or equal to 2, that's now restricted it to that. I wouldn't mind if that was shaded in either, would I? Now at the moment that's not shaded in at all. I'll leave it for now. I've got another plan for that, so I'm going to close my brackets and there you go, I've got my first little bit of the mountain. Now I wanted to have like a nice little snow cap on there, maybe going across here, somewhere between, I don't know, what's that, 5 and 4.5. So, nice little squiggly line sort of thing. What does a squiggly line? Something like y equals sine x. That'll give me a squiggly line. Those squiggles aren't happening quickly enough for my liking. What would I do to make it squiggle more quickly? Do we remember how to change the period of a trigonometric function? I do. I'm going to make it go 6 times as fast. Whoa, that's looking pretty good. It's wobbling up and down nicely, but the amplitude is too high. The dilation factor is too high. So I want to dilate means to multiply, to stretch it, but in actual fact I'm going to be compressing this time, and I'm going to make it smaller. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to multiply by a fraction. Let's multiply by 0.2. Well, that's not too bad. I might even go 0.1. Let's see how that looks. It looks all right. I wouldn't mind it if it was up here, though. Now, I said I wanted it to be sort of between 4.5 and 5, so maybe if I go up 4.75, well, that doesn't look too bad, does it? I quite like that. Now, the next problem I've got is it's going on forever here, but I really want it just to stop and start where the mountain is. I don't know, let me find where they intersect. That's always a good thing to do. Now, I know what to do with that. I can just say I'm only interested in the values of x between 2.839 less than x and 5.142, which is less than 5.142. I might go make those less than or equal to, just so that I can actually still find the points of intersection there. If I hide that point, that's looking a bit better, isn't it? That looks pretty nice. Get rid of that point again. There we go. I have a nice little snow-capped mountain. Now I want the rest of this mountain to be green so that I can't see, so that I can actually see that it looks like snow on top rather than sort of shading it in with another colour. So let's say I only wanted the y values that were less than that. Oh, that's good. But the problem is there. What is it? Well, I haven't gone wide enough there, have I? So maybe rather than limiting those by x, that goes as high as 4.85. Why don't I limit these by y is less than or equal to 4.85. Great, except now I've got all these other values. And then I want the x's only to be between I still want to keep those same x's, so I can just go back and Control Z those. And you get the idea. Now I might need to fill this in. How could I fill those bits in? Well, there's another sneaky way I can do that. If I wanted to include other domain things there. If I say y is greater than 2, there you go, it's kept it to just that area, which is a bit better. That's what I wanted, isn't it? You see it's got a dotted line there. If I don't like the dotted line, well, that's because it's a less than. Whenever I put an equal sign in there, it'll make it a solid line. It's up to you really how you want to do it. I could colour in this bit here as well, couldn't I? I could have this same function that I had over here. Let's copy that again. Paste it down here. But now I'm only interested in where y is less than that. So I'm shading underneath now, aren't I? That's pretty good. But of course I only wanted to shade it up until x equals 2.839. That would do nicely. That's now got that portion there. It's the wrong colour. To change the colour, what do? Go up here to my little tool list, click on colours and say, no, I still wanted that one to be green, thanks. And now I've got the rest of my green mounted there. That's good. I want to do the same thing for the other side here. So what could I do? Well, I could just copy that again, paste it in, and now I'm only interested for x values that are greater than 5 point, what was the number, 18139 or something. Looks about right. Wrong colour again. Change the colour. And there I have a snow-capped mountain. What are the transformations that I've demonstrated? Well, I've done a reflection, I've done a translation, I've done a dilation, I've even done some greater than and less than work, so that's pretty good. And I'm pretty happy with how that looks, so I can go ahead and finish the rest of my picture there. And you, of course, can do something as simple as that to demonstrate your understanding. Don't forget to click on save. If you want to save something, you can rename your graph there. If you're interested in exploring some other functions, if you have a little look at this bit here, open graph, you'll see there are a lot of little examples that they have there. You might be interested in exploring some of those if you want to get creative with what sort of functions you want to include in your picture. Alright, there's a quick demonstration. That's all you need to do in terms of showing your understanding. Don't forget your picture should be a lot more creative than that. You've got a week or so to work on it. Enjoy, have some fun. There might even be a prize if we see some especially creative ones. We'll see what happens. Alright, good luck everyone. Cheers.